Harry, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Another pre-season done. How are you feeling, first of all?
Yeah, really good. It's been a long pre-season, I think 6 weeks. I think that's probably the longest I've had in the last 10 years or so. But yeah, in a good place physically and mentally, and I think as a squad, I think we're ready to go. We're looking forward to the season. Everyone wants their Premier League to be starting again, and so do we. We're looking forward to the weekend, and hopefully it's a good start for us.
Talk to me about what pre-season has been like. I mean, spent some time in Dublin with the team and saw the game against Leeds United. Now that's a small sample size, but feel like the team are developing on what they built on last year in terms of the game style under Michael.
Yeah, definitely. I think the most important thing is in pre-season, without a doubt, is physically getting minutes into the legs and coming through it injury-free. Obviously, because we've had such a long pre-season, we've been able to develop tactically as well and spent a lot of time on the training pitch. It's been a good pre-season. I think if you speak to anybody, everyone's really happy with how the pre-season's gone. Obviously, been around Europe and played many games around Europe, and I think that's important as well when you play for a club like this, that you go and see how big the club is globally and worldwide, and you see the fan base, and I think that's it really gets you a feeling of what club you're playing for and the size of it.
Absolutely, seeing that sold out Croke Park was incredible. The last pre-season game against AC Milan, I thought, was a really good example of seeing maybe those tactical tweaks, seeing the team try and recover the ball a lot higher up maybe compared to that first 6 months. Would you say that's part of the tactical kind of difference maybe, and what the team are trying to do? Could you expand?
Yeah, definitely. I think we want to obviously as a player and as a team, you want to control the game as much as you can, whether that's with the ball or without the ball. But the easiest way to control the game is with the ball. So we want to play as far away from our goal as possible and as close to theirs as possible. So that's just, I'm sure every team's probably thinking the same thing. But yeah, I think at the AC Milan game there was some good bits in it, but also some bad bits. So when you are changing things tactically, you need to be bang on with everything you do. And I think there was a few occasions where we let ourselves down a little bit in that game, and I think we're going to learn from it, and we're going to improve on it, and I think that's the most important thing. It was pre-season, and we was trying a few different things, and the manager, the staff will know where we need to improve on, no doubt about it. And listen, we're in a good place, and we feel ready for the season now.
Talking about being in a good place, now off the pitch, I mean, this group, again, just spending a little bit of time in Dublin around the group, it does feel like they're very close, and the camaraderie is absolutely there, especially with the coaching staff. I mean, does it feel like that right now? Is this the closest group you feel like maybe since you've been at the club?
Yeah, I think it's a really close group. I think during my time at the club, we've had some good close groups as well. But yeah, no doubt he's one of the closest, and I think spending a lot of time together. I think winning football matches bring teams closer. It always helps when you're winning, and so to finish the season like we did last season for the last months of the season, and to win so many football matches, that does bring you closer. So we've got to make sure that we win this season so that we can come even closer.
And I appreciate you've probably been asked this quite a lot over the last 7 years when maybe there's been a change in manager, head coach, but does it feel slightly different under Michael Carrick? I mean, what does feel different if so?
Yeah, I think that only thing what you can go on is the results since Michael's come in, and I think there's no doubt about it that at the start of last season, I don't think no one would have said that we would have finished third, and for sure when Michael come in the first 2 games with Man City and Arsenal, then no one probably would have finished third then as well. We went on an amazing run, and credit to the boys, credit to Michael and all his staff, and credit to the fans. They got what they deserved in the end. So yeah, it was a good season last season when you put things into reality. Of course, this club wants to be winning big trophies and being part of winning cups. We know that, and we know that it demands that. But from where we was, losing that Europa League final, finishing 15th to finish third and put the club back in the Champions League, it was a good season. But we don't stop here. We can't stop here when you play for this club. We need to be challenging for the big trophies, to be competitive in the Premier League, to be competitive in the Champions League. And also to go, which we didn't do last season, which was disappointing on that behalf, and be competitive in the Carabao and the FA Cup.
On a personal level, Harry, how proud are you to continue to fight at this club, represent this club, and still play at the highest level? We saw that in those games you mentioned, against Arsenal and Manchester City especially, but how proud are you on an individual basis for another season at this great club?
No, I'm listen, to play for this club for one game would have been a dream come true when I was a young kid. So to be here going into my 8th season, it's something that I'm really proud of. It's a huge honour, a huge privilege to play for this club. And like I said, it's not about me at this stage of my career. I want to be part of a successful team and a team that wins, and that's the aim. I think that's got to be the aim of all the boys in the changing room this season. It's not just letting the season peter out and finish 3rd, 4th, 5th. We want to be competitive right to the end of the season in every competition, and that's the aim this season.
Has your role slightly changed within the team though? You know, in terms of at this stage, when you have kind of the younger centre-backs like Aiden, Lenny, even Dan Armour, who people on social media call mini Harry Maguire. I don't know if you've seen that, but do you play quite a big role in terms of developing them and helping them come through as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think that comes quite natural to me. I want them to have amazing careers. I want them to have great careers, and hopefully in 5-6 years' time we're looking and Lenny and Aidan and Dan are fighting it out and playing together in this team. Because that's what we all want, and they have the attributes and they have the qualities that they can do that. I think Lenny and Aidan proven. I think they're still so young. When you're at this club, people sometimes forget ages, and they're young. They're learning the game under the biggest scrutiny analysis that anyone can imagine. So they're only going to get stronger. They're only going to get better. They have the attributes that they can be at this club for many years, and like I said, hopefully one day they're the main two centre-half partnerships at this club, and they're winning the biggest trophies, and hopefully they're the strongest partnership in world football. That's what they've got to aim to do, and the top players, and hopefully this season they can have great seasons for us.
I want to ask you about one of your new-ish teammates, someone you knew for a little bit at Leicester City, and Yuri. What's it been like reuniting with Yuri after so many years? And I asked him in Dublin about what it was like seeing you, and he mentioned, obviously you were at different stages of your careers at Leicester City. You were with Johnny, for example, but it's been great, seeing you once again, but back at Manchester United. Yeah,
definitely. It's really good. I only spent a few months with him at Leicester. He was a young lad when he come through it at Leicester. I think he was 21, 22 years old when I played with him. So, but you always seen the talent that he had, even in the early days. He's excellent on the ball. And I think he's a big game player, so he's suited to this club. He turns up in the big moments, in the big matches, and I think he was excellent for Leicester. He was part of a successful Leicester team, and then he's just been part of a successful Aston Villa team. So he knows how to bring success, and we're really happy that he's here, and I'm sure he's going to help us throughout the season.
With Andre and Carlin, two other signings. Who knows if there are more before the deadline? But I just wonder, you talked about competing in different competitions this season, Champions League especially. When you look at the squad depth, do you think this squad are ready to do that this season?
Yeah, I think Andre and Carl, obviously another two great signings for us. When you play for this club, you want competition for places, and it's so important that we have a huge squad. Listen, I'm at an age now where they can bring in as many as they want, bring in all the best players. I want to win all the trophies and be greedy about it, but it's up to the club. I'm sure they're working hard out there to try and bring in the right players. And yeah, the more the merrier. The stronger squad that we have, the more opportunity we have of winning these trophies, and that's what it's all about when you play for this club. So no, we've got a good depth of squad. But of course, I'm sure they're working hard on helping us and bringing more in.
Lenny mentioned you can compete for the title this season. Is that the belief in the squad right now? Do you think this team can go for the title this year? I mean, there has been a lot of change around the Premier League, as well as how you feel about your own selves. You mentioned how great the changing room feels right now, but do you really feel that this team can go on and really pose a challenge this season?
Well, first and foremost, the Premier League is the toughest league in the world. It's the most competitive league in the world, so we want to be competitive within it. Of course, the old cliche of taking each game as it comes and see where we're at. We want to improve on last season. We finished last season super strong under the manager and his staff, so we want to be competitive. Everyone wants to win the Premier League. And yeah, of course, that's going to be our aim. That's what this club demands. and we have the belief that we can be really competitive and we can beat anyone on our day. So it's going to be an exciting season this season. I think obviously Arsenal won the league last year and won it pretty comfortably in the end. So I think they're the team which everyone's got to go and catch and chase. They've improved. They've obviously signed again in the summer and improved their squad. So yeah, they're the team that everyone's going to chase and hunt down, and we've got to be in that pack to be challenging, of course.
And Harry, just finally, just want to ask you to blind rank some of your top moments in a United shirt, if you don't mind. I'm going to just throw 5 different moments at you, and you can pick where it would go in a top 5. I want to start off with your debut against Chelsea. Amazing moment. Where would that rank for you?
Yeah, that'd be my first.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said, to play for this club once is a dream come true, and to play my debut, Old Trafford. I'd only been at the club, I think, not many days. Chelsea at home, all my family, all my friends in the stand. It couldn't have gone any better to win 4-0 that day. So yeah, that's my favourite moment playing for this club.
So another moment was also against Chelsea, your first Premier League goal, February 2020. Where would that rank?
Yeah, that was such a big goal. It was such a big goal in the season. We was fighting for the Champions League spots. It was a massive goal, that, and it was probably one of my favourite. I think probably my favourite header I've scored for this club. I will go with that as, I know what, a couple are going to come up definitely. I'm going to go with 4.
Okay, 4. So we've got 1 and 4 sorted. This is a bit of a niche one, but I think, it's something I think the fans loved that season under Ruben was your run, and I was at that game. Your run against Athletic Bilbao away from home, on the right hand side that leads to Casemiro scoring. I mean, it was iconic. To be fair, Harry, where would you rank that? Yeah,
it was a great performance from us, to be honest, that day, and that was an important goal in the game. I'd have to put it as 5, but it was. It's definitely one that I've seen so many times over the years. I still get tagged in it all the time now. But yeah, it'd have meant a little bit more if we'd have gone on and won the cup.
Yeah, appreciate that. You probably know the next 2 that are going to come up. Let's start with the winner at Anfield last season. I mean, to win there for the first time in almost a decade, it was an incredible moment. I was there as well. I remember speaking to you in the mix zone after. It felt very special. And I remember as well afterwards in the mix zone you talking about, it could be at that time the last time you played in a United shirt at Anfield. So did it feel that extra bit special? Yeah,
definitely. I put that in at 2. It was a huge goal. I think Liverpool have had the better over us at Anfield for sure since I've been at the club. So yeah, to play for this club for 7 years at the time, I think it was, and if I didn't come away with a victory at Anfield, I said it could have been my last time. It could have. I was out of contract in the summer, and yeah, to go and get the winner there, it was special. It was special for the fans. It was special for everyone involved. But yeah, it was a huge moment, and one that I look back at and I'm proud of.
And just finally, this doesn't need much introduction. The winner against Lyon at Old Trafford. Where does that rank?
Yeah, I put that in at 3rd. I think it goes below the Liverpool one just because again we didn't win the cup. That was the most frustrating thing about that cup run. It was an unbelievable cup run with so many ups and downs. But yeah, it was the craziest game I've ever played in, full of emotion. Actually couldn't really enjoy it that much at the end because you were just so relieved, I think, from being in such a comfortable position in the game, and then obviously the way that the game finished, it was more relief at the end of the feeling, but an unbelievable game, and I'm one of the greatest European nights of recent years at Old Trafford, so no, I'll put that in at 3.
So just finally, looking at your 8th season, how much are you looking forward to making some more memories at Old Trafford this year?
Yeah, that's what it's about. I think, like I say, football you can get drawn up in so much, but football's about making memories. It's about giving memories to the fans and giving memories to yourself, your family, your friends. And there's no better way than making memories than winning trophies. So yeah, of course, really excited, in a good place, and really looking forward to the season ahead.
Harry, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.